This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised. We are the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday. You know what that means.
Happy Nerdsgiving!
Happy Nerdsgiving! By the time you guys see this, it will be Thanksgiving on the day. And so we thank you for listening to us while you guys are with your families, doing your fun things. And we're hoping that you guys are eating well and doing all of the things that come.
And I hope that your drunk aunt or uncle goes on a semi-racist tirade at the family Thanksgiving table.
I hope a fist fight breaks out at your table.
And don't forget to unbutton your pants.
And don't forget to unbutton your pants. That's right. But it's podcast day.
Or just don't wear any.
That's true. It's true. You can't unbutton pants you don't have on. So, no.
What the stretchy waistband on underwear was made for,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken.
But like I said, it's podcast day. It is podcast day as well as Thanksgiving.
Oh, right.
Welcome to episode 204, the last hangout of the year. We're just literally going to talk about anything, whatever crops up in the old skull, nerd news, or just life experiences, or anything we want to talk about.
Can we talk about how you just said literally?
Literally.
Literally.
Did I say it like I was drunk?
Yeah, you did.
Literally.
It's like that video of as much as I hate the man, the video of Ronnie Radke where he's like looking back at his songs or whatever, and he's like, "What was that?" Where he's like, "Did you reverberate?" He's like, "Who let me fucking do this?"
No one, Ronnie. No one did.
And he still does it. He still does it at shows. Words.
He like laughed.
Flavor Flav.
He's like, still a word.
Oh, I'm so funny.
What a piece of shit. Anyway, my name is Eddie Lyon, and I'll split your wishbone, girl.
Damn.
That's a Thanksgiving pickup line. But it's only for my girlfriend. So stay back, bitches. With me, as always, is Cole Simper.
Slunking fat doinks with a fucking dragon.
In Amish.
And over here in Amish. Rest in peace.
You're right. Nick Lewis.
It is better to come in the sink than to sink in the cum.
I mean, that's a good point. That's
it's very valid.
Wise words.
And Derek Reese.
I picked the wrong day to quit sniffing glue. Good old classic airplane quote.
That's right. My favorite part of that movie is that jive part.
Oh, I speak jive.
It's so funny.
Cut me some slack, Jack. But we are the Nerd Corporation, and we are hanging out today. So, what have you guys been up to this week? Anything cool? Anything?
That is
fun?
none of your fucking business.
Well, I'm here to make it my business.
And I'll thank you to stay out of my personal affairs.
That is none of your concern. And I'll thank you to stay out of my personal affairs.
I went to SmackDown.
Dope. How was it?
It was so fucking cool, dude.
Cool. Are we gonna see you on TV, or are you like?
No, I'm like up in the fucking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like up in
like
the
we're kind of where we were before.
Yeah, like almost like exactly where we were. Like I was maybe the section over.
Might see my friend Jordan on TV though, because from pictures that he posted, like here's the announcers table and here's him.
Oh damn!
Oh really?
Well, I don't know what he looks like, so I won't see him.
Well,
Curdy?
No, friend of mine from Salt Lake,
Oh,
Jordan
gotcha.
Wanless.
Cool.
I know the name. I've seen it. I've seen it.
So like I know what's going on right up until before SummerSlam because
See,
they
I
did
don't know anything. I'm so lost. I've not been, using wrestling.in or anything.
yeah.
So like Misty and I are so behind.
Yeah, well, so like it's all like, OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline.
Okay.
Um, the week before this airing or whatever, this one that I went to, Bronson Reed joined the New Bloodline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Hmm.
I don't know if it's a permanent thing or if it's a thing for Survivor Series, but Bronson Reed is with
I feel like
Solo's Bloodline right now.
it could go either way because I know they're wanting a vehicle for Bronson Reed. So I guess
Mhm.
it sort of just depends on if it works out well or not.
That's what I was thinking too. And so right now it's, the old bloodline, which is Roman, the Usos, and Sami Zayn, and they're looking for a fifth. And so this double taping that I went to just kind of brings all that together. And
Nice. I do like that they brought Sami Zayn back in.
yeah, me too.
Wait, so were you there for like 6 hours then?
I was there for like like 3.5 actually, because they only did like an hour and a half of wrestling. And I'm assuming they're just gonna like throw in some promos and some
Oh,
vignettes and all
okay.
that stuff.
Yeah. I'm sitting here imagining like a just taping and then all right, we're gonna tape next week now, and then they just do like a full fucking episode.
Yeah. No, they only did like a half an episode.
Yeah,
And
well, because they do SmackDown and then something else. What's the other one?
uh for us they did Speed.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Uh
the X exclusive one
the one
that
that's the
that
Twitter
nobody
exclusive
watches.
that no one fucking watches. Like it was so funny. I was watching the wrestling from last night just with commentary or whatever. And they were like, Candice LeRae's the women's speed champion. And I was like, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Like
I don't think anybody knew that
I don't think
until they
honestly
announced it.
don't think anybody even fucking cares.
I just haven't
I don't think there was
been
even a match. They just said, I guess make you the champion.
I just haven't been even really I've been reading about stuff, but like ever since they said, no, you can't watch these on Hulu anymore, I just have been like,
That's that's where Misty and I left off. Like we
Mhm.
just quit
Yeah, apparently
until
they're
it hits
apparently they're all going to be
Netflix.
on Netflix.
Oh, are they?
I don't know.
I mean, I hope so. That'd be nice for me.
If they're all on Netflix or if because there were some like on. It was weird because they're like, oh, SmackDown, Raw, and NXT on Netflix, and then somebody else in the comments was saying that it was only for certain areas and that the United States would only get Raw on Netflix.
Hmm.
But whatever the fuck. But it was really fun. Um, just getting to see people. Shinsuke Nakamura's back.
Yeah.
And he's got this whole like fucking crazy Dark Ronin shit going on. It's pretty fucking
oh
dope.
hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like it's pretty fucking dope.
I've been like, I don't know, not lately, obviously, but I just got the the Shinsuke Cody feud just got so fucking stale.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
just
And
like I was
that
just
could have been so cool.
yeah,
Like
I was after like at first it was cool because oh Shinsuke, and then after a while it's just like, dude, come on, like
yeah,
Yeah.
do something else.
they
Come on,
loaned
man.
they loaned him to I think New Japan for like months, for like a few months. And then he came back and is like he looks so dope. Like his new gear is so cool. His new entrance is fucking
Hell yeah.
hot as shit. Like
Wait,
it's
is it did they change his song?
yeah, but it's like it's more like a hip hop version of the violins now.
Oh, okay.
Like
All
it's
right.
still like the bass
Okay. Cool,
of it,
cool.
but it's
Good.
just like remixed and like
Hmm.
cool because he's like a fucking heel or whatever.
Like the only thing that I'm aware of just because of, Facebook clips and stuff is that the entire Hurt business is over at AEW now.
Yeah, and they're called the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah. I wish they would give up on the fucking name.
Yeah, that name kind of
That's
sucks.
that's the worst part of their gimmick is just the name. Like
Yeah.
that's it. That's what I hate about them is the name.
I think
So
they
stupid.
it just makes me think of the Hurt Locker.
The Hurt Locker, yeah.
It's
Mhm.
like I think they wanted to do that so bad, but they knew they couldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Hurt Benders. And then Derek and I were talking about it earlier. And like we were talking about how like if they go to other promotions, they're just gonna be calling themselves something else.
And it's just gonna get like more and more watered down to
They're
like
the Hurt conglomerate.
yeah, and then it'll end up being like the 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 hurt fucking what was it? I can't think of it now.
Suggestion, the Hurt
Yeah,
suggestion.
like it'll drop down to like the hurt suggestion, the hurt insinuation. Like it'll just get more and more weak as it goes along.
But yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I know everything for next week, and I'm excited. I'm excited
Well, yeah.
for us to do the Survivor Series review.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of fun though that going into Survivor Series, I have no knowledge of anything, so it's all gonna be like, what? Oh
Yeah,
man, it's
it's
just all
pretty
gonna be
crazy.
fresh.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun in its own way, but
And be like a young kid again whose parents to let them watch wrestling on TV.
for real.
I'm about to send a really funny picture to the chat.
Hey Cole and Nick, because I already asked Eddie about this. Have you guys seen the anniversary controller for PS5?
Yeah, I've been trying to get one for like a month.
God, I want it so bad. I
Yeah.
Oh,
wish.
which one is it? Is it the gray one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
30th anniversary one, which apparently
Fucking
they're they're in stock. I haven't looked too much into it because I'm broke as a bitch, but I've been seeing that apparently they're like widely in stock now. Let me
oh
do
really?
uh,
Like
Oh, big
I was
man.
I was at
Oh,
Walmart the other day and just looked just on the off chance. Not that I could have bought it anyway, but but they didn't have any.
StockX. Oh, that's not the Pro. I was like, oh my god, StockX has the 30th anniversary Pro for $100 off, but I'm retarded. No, that is going for $4,100.
hmm.
What? Jesus,
It says the UK plug. Yeah, these controllers are going for about $180 each.
Mhm.
man.
Yeah, I did say that there was some kerfuffle. Apparently, there was a bunch of them were marked return to sender, so they like didn't even get them or something. I don't know.
Oof.
It seems I don't understand the reasoning and the thought process behind the I understand that it's supposed to be limited edition, right? It's
Right.
supposed to be like, hey, only the hardest of the hard got this. But isn't that already something that is going to happen considering the fact that it's so obscenely expensive?
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be limited just because of the fact that so many people are not going to pay that much for a controller.
Well, I don't know. There are crazy people like me. Like if I,
Yeah,
if I had the income that I had, a while ago, then $100 for that controller would have been like, whatever. Just give me the
right.
controller.
It's like that's like an extra $30, like
Yeah,
on top of
Yeah,
what they
yeah.
normally are.
I don't know. I always think back to when I got the OLED Switch and how I like that was like my first step into paying a little
Mhm.
extra to get it because those things that was right in the middle of COVID
Right.
and they had supply constraints were like a thing, but we were coming out of it like right when that switch came out. So I paid I think an extra $40. Like I paid it, I bought it on StockX, and instead of paying 350 I paid 390, and I was like,
Right.
this is instead of like waiting, like I will definitely buy this, my time is worth more than that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like
Right.
I always think of that when I see of these, but I don't see myself paying $130 right now for a
Right. I mean, it looks so fucking cool though.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so rad, dude.
It's
That
so
gray,
good
there's
looking.
something about that gray that is.
Yeah, it's
It
like
speaks to
just
your heart. Like,
yeah, just
Mhm.
looking at it gives me an immediate sense of comfort. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think they're doing that huge bundle anymore. I think they're like the huge bundle that came with like everything. It came
yeah.
with the Pro. It came like two different controllers, one of them being the Edge controller. Like it, that was the one that I was like, I have to get this. This isn't like it's not a fucking. This isn't a joke. I have to get
Right.
that 30th anniversary Pro controller, and that guy is going for. Let me find it. Hold on. Normally that controller goes for $210. They threw an extra $10 charge on that fucking paint job. But looks like about $400 for that controller.
That's what I was kind of gonna guess.
Sucks, but you know, what do you do? Actually, you know what? Let's just fucking go to PlayStation Direct. Let's just see if they're available. Straight from the tit itself.
Right from the teat.
PlayStation Direct. I think that's where you go, right? PlayStation Direct.
PlayStation. Trade your
PlayStation.
trade your PlayStation for a PlayStation. We already have a PlayStation.
Classic.
That's how I hear. That's how I hear it in my head every time. We already have a PlayStation.
Friendly, friendly.
Speaking
Friendly,
of,
friendly.
speaking of saying shit in that accent, I saw this this video, and it was I forgot who he was fighting, but it was Kurt Angle in Japan, right? And so he does the angle slam, and you can hear them. That's like the only thing I picked up out of all of the Japanese. Angle slam. So funny.
Just to end, widely unavailable. All of them. Like all of the controllers, including the Portal and the both versions of the PlayStation 5 are not here. So I guess not as available as we are reporting. But
Shit, I might.
anyways, yeah. I don't even know how I got on that shit. But
Nick, did you take a look at it? Did you
Isn't
look
it?
it up?
Didn't they already release one a while ago? Is it the same one, or is it a new one?
I don't know when it was released, but I only started seeing things about it like in the last week or so.
Yeah, it kind of looks like I feel like I've seen this before, but this might be like a better version of it. I don't know. It does look cool though.
Right?
Looks so rad.
eBay has one for 130.
dude, you know what's crazy is it's been a minute since I've seen like the back and forth on whether or not a game is good or not with this stalker game, because I'm seeing like wide gamuts of like people are
Yeah.
like, yo, this is like embarrassing that this is in a game, and now I'm seeing people that I really respect going like, this is like, I'm obsessed with this.
I might have to look into it because
Well, and
it's
you
free
should,
on
because it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's free on Game Pass.
I mean, it's mostly positive on Steam. There are a few negative ones, but
How is this game reviewing? Stalker review 4.8 out of 10. Why? I don't want Google. I don't want your review. Okay? I don't Google, really, truly. Who the fuck cares what you think? Okay?
Right.
And I want God. I'm offended.
Fucking IGN spelled it. Is this how is it spelled Chernobyl?
it is, yeah. I don't know why, because I have the original Stalker games, and the one, I think it's the the third one in the series. It's Shadow of Chernobyl. So I don't know why they
Spelled with an ER, right?
yeah, I don't know why they did
Hmm,
that, but
And now it's spelled Chornobyl, Chornobyl.
interesting.
That bothers me a little. That's not tickling the tism right. Like it's not.
Um, since Cole mentioned Google,
oh, okay. Okay. Um
go ahead.
there's the Chernobyl Russian spelling, Chornobyl Ukrainian spelling, and they made the
Oh,
change at the request of the Ukraine government officials with whom they work for or work with.
Okay.
interesting.
So
What's that? I believe the game is made in Ukraine, right?
yeah,
Like by a Ukrainian studio.
yeah,
Interesting.
it's very similar to the Metro games. Um, I don't know. I don't think it's amazing. It's not an amazing game, especially considering how fucking long this game has been like I've personally myself have been waiting for this game to come out because this was supposed to be out what like in April and then they had to push it back.
Yeah, well, and there was significant delay in the game, the game dev time just because of what the fuck's going on between
Yeah,
Russia and Ukraine.
exactly. But I mean, I'm enjoying it. Like it's not going to win game of the year for that's for damn sure. It might not even be a contender, but I
I think it
mean,
came out just too late.
well, given its gameplay and stuff like that so far, even if it had come out earlier, I don't think it would be in
I don't
contention.
know, brother. There's a
But
lot of games that got nominated where it's like, why the fuck is this even here?
yeah,
Yeah.
So
but I
IG
mean,
IGN
this
gave it a IGN gave it a 8 out of 10 and PC Games and gave it an 8 out of 10 and it's got like a 74% Metacritic score.
Hmm.
74.
it's the stalker games are kind of they're very niche. Not a lot of people that I know have played. There's three stalker games before this. There's Clear Sky, Call of Pripyat, and then Shadow of Chernobyl. Um, I've played. I haven't finished all of them, but I've played through at least a good chunk of each one, and they're fun. Like they're just
What would you compare them to?
Metro. Like um, the only difference I would say is that with Stalker, they everything revolves around like the zone, which is where all these anomalies are happening. And um, if you're a stalker, then you go out and like search out these anomalies and like scan different stuff for them. But there's also like mutated creatures and like other enemies that are usually out there trying to do the same thing.
Hmm.
Um, it's like a standard first person shooter that has a little bit of like horror elements to it just because you're a lot of the time you're just like creeping around in the dark and then something will jump out at you. But
I mean, I creep around in the dark anyway, so.
yeah, so it's perfect.
I wonder what
No,
came out first, Metro or
Oh,
Stalker.
the first Stalker probably came out before Metro. I
Well,
bet you.
Metro was a book before it was anything. Which came first? So Metro is really cool. Metro
Yeah.
is one of those games that um is like a 6 out of 10, but there's like a lot of love like put there's it should be commended. Those Metro games should be commended just on how well they adapt the source material because
Mm-hmm.
Metro is based off of I can't even remember or I don't know where the fuck I if you told me that it started in the 80s I would believe you just because it just seems very of the it seems like at of that time.
Yeah.
But Stalker, I, I really want to get into those games, but they're not very good on PC, which is the only place to play them unless, and I haven't done any of the mods or anything like that.
Well, you can they released the what is it? It's like the combination package of like the old soccer games.
Yeah, I have all of them because I bought them on a Steam sale. I'm sure I got them for like 5 cents. You
Well,
know,
I'm talking on like they released them all on console too.
oh, did they? Oh, well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they run better there too because I tried booting up and I was like, oh, this is bad. This is really bad. And then and I'm sure I did something wrong, but they
Well,
are not plug and play. They are not
no,
like
the first one for me was just boot in, and this is Shadow of Chernobyl. I think that's the first one. You just boot in, change your resolution settings, and it's a kind of a tough to look at kind of game because it came out in 2007. But um,
I don't know. I still think that there's a lot of charm. Like that original that first Half-Life game still kind of like that's what it seems like to me. Like obviously way different and way better looking, but like still that kind of it reminds me of like an old FPS PC game. Like but which
well, I
is
mean, the first ones are.
yeah, exactly. And it seems like this one is as well, like for better or for worse.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a weird. I don't know. I'm enjoying it just because I enjoyed the older games. But it's not. I wouldn't like if we were to do our top 10 like we have done in years past. I wouldn't put it on that list, but I mean, I'm enjoying it, and it's a $60 game, so I think that's a plus. You're not having to pay like 80 or $70 for it if you do buy it. The only weird thing that I think it has going on for it, and I was talking about this the other night, is the fact that because I downloaded it on PC on Game Pass, and as soon as it started up, it was chugging along, and I was like, "What is the deal with this?" Because I just upgraded my RAM. I have 32 gigs of RAM in here, and I'm like, most of my games are absolutely 100% playable on high settings. And I went in to look at the requirements on Steam, and
Big
I'm
boy.
like, oh, 32 gigs of RAM. Okay. Recommended RTX 3070 Ti
Yeah, dude.
What the
or
fuck?
4070.
Yeah,
Like,
apparently it's a beefy bitch, but
yeah, minimum is nothing. Like minimum requirements is nothing, but and it was 150 gigs.
Jesus.
yeah. I've been noticing that a lot of recent games have been fucking ballooned.
What is like what Baldur's Gate 3 is like 180 maybe, if that.
120, I think.
120?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
120, 140, something like that.
147. So it's
Oh.
a smaller download size than this game. But
Which makes no sense whatsoever. What the fuck is in there? Your 4K textures? Like I get it, but like
Meanwhile, Fallout 76 chopped or condensed the size of that game like by a lot, and it doesn't run any worse than it did before,
that's
which is
exactly what it
surprising.
is. That's exactly what it is. Is that they just like it's just another sign that this game like had some dev issues, some dev time
that's
issues where it's like,
that's really my only like major gripe with this game is like, okay, the amount of people that have played this game have played the older games, like have played them on bare bones PCs.
Right.
And then they go and release this one, and it's like, oh my God. I mean, I realize that I have the lowest of the 30 series, but it's like this as soon as this game booted up, it was like It was like stuttering, and I was just, and you know, you're in a cutscene, so you can't, if you want to learn the story, you can't skip it to go into your settings. So like I'm playing this on stream, and it's just like and I'm just like, so I skipped part of it, and then it was still in the cutscene, and I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll try and watch this. And then it like kind of leveled out for a minute, but I eventually had to go in and put on medium settings on PC.
That's
And I was
crazy.
just like, I don't understand why this, because yeah, it doesn't look like you would be playing like it's not the Crisis of our time, where it's like, oh, couldn't it run Crisis back in the day? Like you had to have the you had to have a NASA computer, I feel like, back in the day to run Crisis on high settings, but that's not what this, it's, I don't know. I'm torn with this game, but I'm still playing it because I didn't have to pay for it, and I'm a fan of the older games, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to what, since Cole had mentioned Google. I with the Google Fiber, where both Cole and I had been having issues with it. I mean, I'll say a couple of things that definitely eased my upset. So first off, I called Google Fiber, and the first thing that initially I was hella annoyed by was they were like, okay, well, we're gonna reset your shit, and then we'll call you back and see if that fixed it. So they didn't even let me talk to somebody on my first call. And I was like, fuck you.
Dude, Comcast will do that unless you like deliberately push
Yeah.
buttons to talk
Yeah.
to somebody.
And maybe I could have, but they didn't give an option to avoid it. So I wasn't sure if I started pushing buttons, if it would just, and I was already annoyed. So I just let it happen. But
they just hang up on you.
right. Like, no. But anyway, so they called me afterwards after the reset, and I didn't even bother checking anything in the meantime. But they were like, okay, cool, we'll schedule a tech, and oh look, it looks like we have a tech available today. And so like crazy fast, which I was not at all expecting. I mean,
he's actually at your door right now.
Right. For real. Like Comcast, that would have been like a week out, or at least a couple days.
Oh yeah.
And so
are you available
yeah,
in the month of November?
yeah, for real. The little nipple windows. I love that so much. But anyway, so like that was hugely impressive to me that they were like, yeah, we can have somebody out there in the next few hours. But then I ended up actually canceling that because we did at that point start messing around. Like I scheduled the appointment, but then Misty and I started messing around with everything, and like it ran fucking beautifully. And so I was like, what the fuck? God damn. And so yeah, I canceled the appointment, and I was like, if it reverts back to the way it was, then I'll just, do it again and get a new appointment. But it's been fine ever since. So I don't know, man. Like just a reset was all it seemed to take. And I would imagine that if it starts getting chunky again, probably just have to do another reset. And
yeah, I'm doing that tomorrow then, because I've been having some issues.
Yeah, no, ever since, like the only streaming issues I've had was with the Tyson fight, which
that was like a nationwide thing.
Like, no, I know.
But the funny thing is about that whole, because I saw everybody complaining about that, and I was at work watching on my phone, and I had like 0 issues.
Well,
I was gonna say I have a bone to pick with people like you, Nick, that are like, I had no problems at all. I'm so fucking glad that you had no problems at all. Like, goddamn, we had fucking mega issues.
Well, see, and for me, like every time it would start buffering, all I would do is back out and go right back in, and it would be fine. I mean,
every time we did that, it would just buff. It would turn. It would take us all the way back to the beginning of the stream.
What?
Yeah, I
That's
don't
crazy.
understand it at all.
That's very weird. Yeah, no, I would back out, go right back in, and it would be fine.
Considering Netflix's streaming infrastructure is like what, 2 decades old at this point, what the fuck is the problem?
Right.
Right.
Dude, and that shit makes me kind of wary
Worried
for
about
about WWE.
Yeah, true. But like, so are they gonna be streaming it as well? Or is
Yeah,
it
I
gonna
think
okay.
it yeah.
Because that's the thing. It My assumption is that it's going to be annoying at first and that there'll be a few issues like that. I don't think there will be nearly the numbers watching it that watched the Tyson fight.
Mhm.
So I think that'll happen here and there. But I also think it's a good thing because if they're gonna do it and have a weekly show that requires that they're gonna have to figure their shit out quick.
Yeah, you
You
would
know what I
think.
mean?
I think that WWE could also be like, yo, we tried to watch that Tyson fight. We're going to give you some
Yeah.
money to get that shit fixed.
Well, exactly. Like one way or another, the having the WWE shows stream on the platform is going to force them in whichever way they fix it, but it's going to force them to address it and correct the issue. So
And I think it, yeah, and I feel like it has a lot to do with like how many people tuned into the Tyson fight, but it's like
well, yeah.
you got to expect that. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
how
for
do you
sure.
not expect that many people to
Yeah.
tune in?
For sure. I mean, I think it was I am assuming it was it'll be fine. It's not fine, it's not fine.
Just the main guy at Netflix is sitting in
We
his
got this.
apartment. He's the dog in the room on fire. He's like, everything's
Yeah.
fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, a brief review of the Tyson Paul fight. Y'all should be ashamed.
Yeah.
We stuck that 60-year-old man in the ring with a virile mid 20-year-old man. But you can say what you want about Jake Paul's like boxing, but I mean, dude knows how to throw a fucking punch, and it seemed like it would hurt really bad.
That
I don't
shit
know,
was
man.
all counterfeit as a motherfucker,
It
bro. Like,
was the whole thing was just garbage because
It just sucks that it's like almost normalized the freak show.
well, I mean,
It-
fucking this is what it is. It's Coliseum, it's oddities, it's cyberpunk.
yeah.
It's fucking
I mean, were there not the stipulations that there were?
yeah, because
Tyson would have come out and ended the fight immediately.
he couldn't throw uppercuts. The fight had to go the distance. Like
They
it
had
was
to do like 2 minute rounds, like 10
Mhm.
2 minute rounds also.
Yeah, like it was all fucking for the bag.
Like Tyson being as old as he is, like if this were a real fight, right? No funny business. If this were a real fight, Tyson would have ended it as quick as he could because
That's what he does.
yeah, well, yeah, that's what he does anyway, but he knows he has all the power in the world, but he also knows he has none of the stamina in the world. There's
Right.
no way he would have just held back and just kind of, you know, hung out the entire he literally was just chilling the entire fight,
Right.
and he wasn't following anything up. He'd like hit a good shot and then just sort of sit back.
Yeah.
Like that's not Tyson. That's
The
not
one thing
Tyson.
that I was noticing during the fight too is a couple times actually, like Jake Paul would, throw a punch, and after the punch was thrown, Mike would dodge. And I'm like, you're a little late on the dodge, buddy. Like the punch already happened. Like, what are you doing?
I think there was a lot of restriction when it came
Yeah.
to Mike Tyson, because this was for show. This was definitely for show. This is one of those this is one of those things where you want to be in the brain dance, in Jake Paul's shoes, beating fucking Mike Tyson or whatever for some kind of fucking crazy brain blast.
Right.
but I mean, like, even then, like, is it impressive?
No.
No.
Even a modicum of
No.
impressive, like
Bro,
of being
and the
impressed. Like
fact-
if those restrictions, like if it was me in Jake Paul's shoes, like I could have fucking beat Mike Tyson that way.
Right.
Yeah, well, and to me, it made nobody look good because
Yeah.
No.
if your fight is going to have to go the full distance in order for Mike to get paid the full amount of money, right? Like if that's the plan, if that's what you're going to do, Mike Tyson looks like shit because again, the stamina thing, like he's just not there's no way he's not going to look like ass, on the back half of the rounds.
Right.
And then number two, if you're not going to knock him out, you look like shit too because you couldn't beat a 60-year-old fucking man and
Right.
knock him out.
Exactly.
Like no
decision, dude.
no one looked good. No one.
I fucking called it too. I called it. People were asking me like, what do you think? Or, I'd go on comments. I was like, if Mike Tyson doesn't knock Jake Paul out in the first round, it goes to decision and Jake Paul wins. And that is
Yeah.
exactly what fucking happened. And it's crazy because if you look at the first round, Tyson came in hot.
He did.
He came in fired up, and then
Yep.
him and Jake Paul clinched, and it kind of looked like Jake Paul said something to him, and then it was over.
Careful.
Like, hey, you want to fucking get paid or whatever it is
Yeah.
that he fucking said to him. But he acknowledged it like that because first 10, 15 minutes of the round, 15 seconds of the round, he was Tyson. He was Mike fucking Tyson, and he was ready to go.
And that's what I think all the glove biting was about, was just the frustration.
Yeah, like
and
him
having to
like back.
God damn it, I can't fucking that's what I think it was, man.
I think so too.
I mean, the fight of the night was Serrano.
Yeah, dude.
Serrano
Yeah,
and Katie, what's her bucket? Well,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
gonna say, dude, like everything.
Serrano got robbed though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It doesn't seem
Like-
like they'll ever get a good fight
Like-
together.
I wasn't. I kind of kept tuning into Netflix, while I was
Right.
at work because I'm like, oh, like I don't know any of the other fights. I don't know anything. I don't know the first thing about boxing except that you just fucking hit each other.
Yeah.
Like that's my boxing knowledge. And so I kept tuning in and I'm like, oh, Tyson hasn't started yet. So I'd go back to work. And then I just happened to tune in like as that fight was starting, and I was like, oh, this could be interesting. And I'm glad that I actually watched that one because
Yeah, that one was a good one.
had I not watched that one, I would have been way more disappointed if I had just
Right?
watched
Oh my
Tyson
God.
fight.
No, like
I was like, at least I got something out of
that
this.
was such a good fight. And I mean, Katie, what's her bucket, can say what she wants about whether or not the headbutts were intentional, but I don't know. It sure wasn't. It sure seemed intentional that her head was in the right place every time.
Yeah. Like
I mean,
once
she
is a
did a-
mistake.
She
Second
did a
time
pretty
is
goddamn good job of being in the right position
right.
to cause an accidental headbutt.
Right. Like the
So-
first time's an accident.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
second
no,
and-
she
the
didn't
second-
go,
right.
but like her head was always right fucking there.
Weird.
Second time's like, that was kind of fishy. Like,
Yeah.
Third
I'll let
time
it-
it's
I'll
on
let it
purpose.
slide, though.
Yeah, third
Yeah.
time's on purpose.
Yeah, like come on, bro. We're not dumb.
Stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
some of us are, but we're not that
We're not all
dumb.
dumb.
Yeah.
and of course, I mean, like if you can get away with it, it's a brilliant strategy though, because
Right,
what's your
'cause-
opponent gonna do? They can't see you, they can't hit you. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're just gonna be flailing around hoping to connect because like you can't fucking see shit.
Yep.
I think we should get Brock Lesnar in the ring with Jake Paul.
He
Ugh.
wouldn't give a fuck, and he's got enough money. He doesn't need
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
Exactly.
But the thing is, like, he actually fought when he did MMA. Like, he actually fought.
The thing I
Yeah.
think we need to happen is that we need some kind of fucking like sleeper agent. Like someone that was like, I need money, I'll box Jake Paul, but they really
Yeah.
don't need the money, and they'll just
Yeah.
fucking knock his ass out. You know what I mean?
That's not 60.
Yeah, it's not 60, and then
Yeah, it's I will never if anybody sees that as an accomplishment, it's
For real.
it's really sad. And the thing is now is like for Jake Paul to keep up the shtick, he needs to elevate. And now we need to actually fight boxers.
Now he
we
needs a 70-year-old.
well, and the funniest meme that came out of that is Jake. It was like a white background, and it was like Jake Paul has resurrected Muhammad Ali.
See,
I thought that shit.
I like the blue ones where he was gonna fight my boy Blue.
My boy
You're my
Blue.
boy Blue.
There's the one that it's a still from the episode of Seinfeld with the really old guy that wants to fight.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
Jerry, and
That
it's
one
like
was
Jake Paul
really
versus
good.
Mike Tyson.
That one was really good too.
Yeah, I don't know. If I was Jake Paul, that would keep me up at night. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
one of
damn,
these-
I
one
didn't
of these
actually beat
days-
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, one of these days he's gonna have to fight a real fighter around his age, and then he's fucked.
Well, apparently he has.
And yeah, and he got fucking mollywop.
Tommy
Yeah.
Fury. Yeah, he got
Yeah,
rocked.
he got his shit knocked in, which
Isn't that the whole point of being a boxer? You take the
Yeah.
dude. I don't know. It just seems like he's in like for the show of it, and it really kind of sucks for the people that really fuck with boxing because it's it's such a mockery.
I remembered another good one. Jake Paul against Jimmy Carter.
Oh yeah.
that meme was gold too.
Or Jake Paul has challenged Babe Ruth to a home run derby.
Oh, I heard something about Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be really cool. Canelo would destroy him. His face wouldn't look the same.
Yeah.
And another thing that I was just thinking about is I feel like because it was on Netflix, that's what they did, just, because it's Netflix. But if this was like a legitimate pay-per-view, then it would have been an actual fight.
Yeah.
Most likely.
And if they didn't have all those ridiculous stipulations, like
he's
like
not gonna fight unless the fight goes his way. Like that's why anytime I see a Jake Paul or anything like that, like any fucking type of influencer fight like that, I'm like, man, this is rigged from.
Except for when they did when Ludwig did chess boxing and had like YouTubers fight each other. That shit actually
that
happened.
Was funny.
They actually trained and they actually fought each other, and it was amazing. It was
but
so good.
That's the thing though, like Jake Paul, you have Jake Paul coming at it from the standpoint of, well, let's this isn't a fight for the sake of having a fight to see who's better. This is a fight from entertainment and, well, like, what can we do to make me look as amazing as possible and earn as much money as possible? Like, that's all it is. It's
all the work.
Yeah, it's all
I thought
work.
One of the funniest things, and I'm so glad that I happened to be tuned in at this time, was when the announcers were talking and one of them said, yeah, I think hopefully Jake Paul hasn't bit off more than he can chew. No pun intended, Evander.
Dude,
and he's just like,
Mauro Ranallo is like,
I wish he would go back to WWE.
Me too.
I wish bad he would go.
He was wild that entire fight or that entire pay-per-view.
I am having the worst time trying to get used to Joe Tessitore.
Yeah. I love him on the golf show.
Hole
in one or whatever.
And boxing,
that's hilarious.
Boxing's great. I'm playing Fight Night Champion right now, and he's on there as an announcer. Joe Tessitore on wrestling is kind of rough.
Well, yeah, no, he doesn't know the name of the moves.
Yeah,
and so he kind of struggles there, and I think that struggle sort of makes him struggle overall. Like he gets in his own head about it, and he just has a hard time.
Well, I don't like the tone of his voice for wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you have people with higher registers of voice, like Corey Graves and Michael Cole, and like the only other person that it's ever worked for was like Booker T. But Booker T has like this personality that fucking balances that shit out. But hearing I don't know. It's totally my thing, but
I mean, I don't think you can hear genuine, at least, the facsimile of genuine excitement when he's announcing.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I
yeah,
mean?
mhm.
Like it just, you can tell it's manufactured. It's not, whereas I think with people with that kind of register, like when, like you just, it sounds exciting. It sounds like
Right.
they're excited, like
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
mhm.
dude,
you're,
like when Edge came back to the Rumble and you just heard Michael Cole just go, "Holy shit."
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
It's
And I
crazy.
think that's not even just partially, or not even just the register. I mean, I think that's, it, it's almost like he doesn't know what to be excited about. And so he doesn't know where to place the emphasis on
Yeah,
when he's
yeah.
saying certain things.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I can
sorry.
see that.
Was that a good thing that happened? Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
No disrespect to Joe Tessitore because he's a legend. You know
Oh,
what I
he
mean?
is. He
Like
absolutely is.
he's definitely a great one of the greatest commentators in any medium ever.
Yeah.
I'm just having such a hard time like feeling excited when he
Right.
ramps it up. Before we get into anything else, since you're watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that little bell icon. We want to get into as many nerdy ears as possible, and that's how you help us do that. Also, just comment whatever you want. Like, we really aren't the type to just be like,
We
only
don't
give
give a
us
fuck.
right. Don't give us like you don't have to give us positive feedback if you don't want to. You could call us
They
a
won't.
loser. They
They
won't.
won't. The only way that they comment this is, look, brothers, this is a hump in the road, is that if we see any kind of interaction, immediately it's going to be negative.
Yeah.
Immediately it's going to be negative, and
Dude,
we just have to get brace for it.
that happened on when I haven't been doing it as much lately, but when I was trying to get noticed uploading YouTube shorts, and I was
Oh
just
yeah.
playing I think it was, oh god, was it, I think it was Modern Warfare, the 2019 one. And like I had this play on shipment that involved, like, I shot an RPG because I was trying to break an equipment, and then somebody threw a grenade. I picked the grenade back up, I threw it, and I got a triple kill because
Nice.
it was right in the middle of all those containers,
Hmm.
And I uploaded it to YouTube, and I don't remember what the tags were, but people were just like, "Bro thinks he's skilled because he got a kill with a rocket launcher," and I'm like, just let the comments come. You're
You're just
boosting stuff.
yeah, you're just boosting
Yeah,
our interaction. So please boost our
Yeah.
interactions however you want.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Um,
send our clips to all your friends and be like, look at these fucking idiots.
right, exactly, exactly. We'll gladly take that kind of press. Um,
Heat. We gotta have heat.
right. We have merch. Redbubble.com/Nerdcourt podcast. Get our sayings and logos on everything from a mug to a shower curtain and all the in between. We've partnered with Debbie. W.GG. Use promo code NerdCorp at checkout to get 10% off on everything site wide.
Getting dig down with Dubby.
Do dick dingers with Dubby.
Dick dingers with Dubby.
Dick dingers with Dubby. Um, we're on Blue Sky now.
Yeah.
Search us up, Nerdcorp Podcast. We follow everybody back as well as on TikTok. We're on TikTok now, Nerdcorp Podcast, and we follow everybody back.
I follow everybody back.
I follow everybody back. You're fired.
We have our 2025 Disney slate and release date list.
Okay.
So it's
Disney.
Disney. Yes. Disney, Marvel, etc. So first, this at the end of January, at the end of this upcoming January, we have got a Spider-Man, I'm assuming cartoon. It's a Disney Plus feature. So that's pretty cool. I haven't seen anything about it. I'm really curious about that. So I'm gonna
I haven't heard anything about that either.
yeah,
I wonder if it's like an X-Men 97 type deal.
Possible. That's very possible. Yeah.
I-
That would be really cool if it took off from the old Spider-Man cartoon. That would be
Yeah,
dope as shit.
I'd have to go rewatch the Spider-Man cartoons
I
again.
know, me too. So then, of course, as I'm sure most people know, we've got Captain America: Brave New World, coming
Yeah,
February 14th to theaters.
nice.
Um, we've
Take
got
take your bitch and go see Red Hulk.
yeah. People are a little worried about this though because the promo has the new Captain America um like fending off a punch from Red Hulk.
Eh,
And so everybody's like, that's not right. That's not going to work. He doesn't
but
have super soldier serum. He's
but all those guys are okay. It doesn't matter if he has super soldier serum. Vibranium absorbs shock.
right.
Well, not only that, the fucking shield absorbed Thor's hand. Fucking nerds, go
Yeah.
touch grass.
Let alone, we don't even know if that scene's going to be in the movie.
Right.
That could strictly be a promotional image. Like, we don't know.
It's
But
Did you
also
say
either way.
take your bitch and go see the Red Hulk?
yeah. Are you just now registering that?
So we've got a couple of regular, Disney cartoons and shows. We've got a Pixar show on Disney Plus. Well, I assume it's a show.
Uh,
Maybe it's a
I got a
movie.
Red Hulk for you, baby. Right
Red
here.
Rocket. Red Rocket.
Oh
This
shit.
fucking big.
So we've got Win or Lose, which is a Pixar thing coming to Disney Plus. We've got Snow White coming to the theaters March
Is that
21st.
is that a live action?
I think that's the live action one, yeah.
Gay.
Yeah. Um then we've got the something called The Amateur coming
The
out
Amateur.
April 11th. That is a 20th century theatrical release.
Nice.
We've got season 2 of Andor coming to Disney Plus in mid-April or towards the end of April.
Couldn't be bothered.
I mean, I've heard the Andor's good. I haven't
Yeah.
watched it.
I mean, I
Her-
guess it was good enough for a second season, but
I've heard it's good too, but it's modern Star Wars, so
See, I don't mind that at all. I think people are being ridiculous with
just
how
for
much
you, baby. It's
they
all for you
just hate modern Star Wars. Like,
because it's garbage.
it's not for you. Like, cry about it, I guess.
I will.
Cry more.
I will.
Cry more, Hulk.
Inhale
then-
that copium.
But then, and then
And then
we've got Thunderbolts May 2nd.
I'm actually excited to see that one.
I'm very excited to see that.
I'm like Captain America. I'm hot. I'm neither here nor there.
I'm reasonably hot on it. Like, I'll definitely see it.
Yeah, me
but
too. But like, I'm not like
Thunderbolts,
yeah.
I'm stoked as fuck for that.
Thunderbolts is my jam. So
Yeah.
I'm stoked to see it all.
Yep. We've got Lilo and Stitch coming May 23rd. Elio, which I think I just saw something for. It's a Pixar theatrical release. We've got Ironheart coming to Disney Plus.
I'm stoked for that one.
Yeah, towards the end of June. I'm stoked for that too, because that's gonna kick off the Young Avengers and everything, right?
Mhm. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for that.
Yeah. Me too.
Then we've got something I'm really, really fucking stoked for. Fantastic Four First Steps.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
July 25th.
Yeah. That's gonna be a dope one. That's gonna because that one's gonna be set in like the 60s or the 80s or some shit like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. We've got Freakier Friday, whatever. Who cares?
Let me
Um,
ask you this: who gives a fuck?
Exactly. Then we've got a Marvel Zombies coming to Disney Plus in October of
Oh,
next
just
year.
straight Marvel
Which-
zombies.
Yep.
It's
We do have-
it's about time we got that.
Yeah. Because I mean, we do have season 2 of
What If?
coming in the next month or so, I think.
Oh hell yeah!
Like, so
What
that's,
if
that
is
one's-
really good?
Yeah, What If is coming at the end of 2024, which is why it's not on this, because that'll be just before we swap over to 25. But then we've got Tron Ares, which I'm kind of stoked to see that.
I was
it's-
never a big Tron fan, so it was like
I love Tron as a
Tron's
kid.
cool.
Man. I
like
loved Tron. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked on that. And then we've got Predator Badlands coming to the theater November 7th. So
And
I haven't heard
it's-
anything about
And
it.
it's
So I
the
don't know.
same. I think it's the same guy that did Prey, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So
I
it
mean, I'd
should
be down.
be.
So it
I
should be
heard Prey
good.
was pretty good.
Prey
Yeah,
was really good.
I'd be down for that for sure.
Yeah.
Eddie, I know you love this one. We've got Zootopia 2 coming up.
Hell yeah. Hell
No.
yeah.
But yeah, we have Zootopia 2 coming November. And then Wonder Man coming
Wonder
December
Man.
25. Yeah.
That was
And that's a
good.
Disney Plus show. So
Yeah.
that'll be cool. And then we've got Avatar Fire and Ash coming at the tail end of 25. So that's everything that's listed on the 25 slate for Disney.
No alien movie? No.
I mean, not if Disney's making it now.
Bro, we just got
Well,
an alien movie,
Well, yeah, but with
which is on Hulu now, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not.
it's on Disney Plus. It's which is doing some kind of partner thing with Hulu. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's like Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max have this like whole thing where you can get like a whole bundle together.
Right.
Yes, I did see that. Please, if you have Disney Plus, which it's pretty likely that you do, watch that movie. Alien Romulus is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
But I only point this out, and it's kind of like a half thing where it's like, well, because Disney does own the Alien franchise,
Oh, okay.
and with how well
right.
Romulus did, I'm surprised that they're like, whoa, hold on on the new Alien movie, or a sequel to Romulus, or let's finally let Ridley Scott do what the fuck he's doing, with a
Yeah.
third version of whatever, the third movie of the trilogy that he was making. I'm just curious that we can greenlight
You all right?
we can greenlight 17,000 Marvel movies that are not guaranteed to do very well at all, but we can't. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like,
I knew you were gonna go there.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking out loud here. It's like, do we really think that the Thunderbolts are gonna? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna say, is it gonna be the next Iron Man? I don't know.
Hey,
It
Cole,
might be. It might
Cole,
be. Okay, it might be.
Cole. Before Guardians of the Galaxy came out, what did you think about its chances for success?
Exactly. I'm saying there's margin for error here. I'm just saying, it's like,
I fucking knew it. Romulus just came out this year, dog. Like,
I know, but what Marvel movie came out this year?
I can't tell you. What was the last one to come out? I don't remember.
I'm just
It's been a
saying.
minute.
I'm just curious. Like, I know, and you could say the same thing for Star Wars too. I'm not. I don't mean to just pick on Marvel. I'm doing that because I'm a minnow in a pool full of sharks right now that have a big fucking M carved in their forehead.
I'll say what Marvel movie came out this year, and it's actually not doing well, is Venom: The Last Dance.
And that one's a Sony. That one's a Sony, so
I guess that's true.
you suck.
Wow.
My point stands. But I just, I fucking frustrating. If I don't hear anything about it next year, I'm fucking pissed. I'm mad.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I feel like they'll at least announce something during the year.
Because like I'm unfortunately now in the same fucking in the D-sized boat as you, where it's like my beloved is now owned by this fucking conglomerate, and now I have to sit here and I have to wonder what is going to happen. What's going to like what, we were Alien fans were already on fucking life support just because nobody could agree that the new movies were good and whatever. And I felt like Romulus was kind of like this idea of like, hey, everybody, if you're a fan of this movie, if you're a fan of this movie, come over here. This is like got a little bit of everything for everybody. But that's a fucking problem now too. Somehow that's a criticism. But I'm patiently awaiting.
Well, Cole,
it's like Romulus did way too well in the theaters to just.
We can't force this inclusion. God.
If I were a betting man, I would say something will come out of San Diego Comic-Con next year.
Yeah.
By
I
the
hope
way,
so, man. I'm fucking desperate. I'm like a man in the desert right now. I'm
That's
just
that's
looking. I'm
where
looking
all
for
the
anything.
that's where all the good like announcements are.
The fuck
But-
are you making that face for?
by the way, the last Marvel movie to come out was Deadpool and Wolverine,
Oh, right. Duh.
and
You're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
have good ones. I'm not saying that this is like, my theory is a piece of Swiss cheese, okay? There's some holes.
I'm just saying that was the last one that came out, and you were like, what was last?
Which
fuck-"
is, dude, that's fucking unfair, by the way, you cocksucker, because it was the
How?
return of fucking Hugh, whatever the fuck his name is for
Jack
Wolverine.
Jackman?
That's unfair. And you fucking know it. That's
You
not a
asked.
good fuck.
You asked which the last one was, and that was that. By the way, go
not-
check
it's
out
not-
episode 196, Deadpool and Wolverine in the Multiverse of Madness.
It's not our fault that the answer to your question ruined your argument.
No,
Sorry.
oh, you motherfuckers. Oh, you motherfuckers. For every Deadpool and Wolverine, there's a fucking Eternals. Okay, I don't want to fucking hear it.
Oh no, that's low.
That is way
That is-
overstated.
for every-
first of
such
all.
low
That
hanging.
is way overstated. too.
For every good Avengers movie, there's Age of Ultron. Okay,
Age of
Like,
Ultron
I don't
wasn't even
wanna
that
fucking hear
bad.
And it still did gangbusters, like
It still did,
compared to
still
some
made
of the other,
money.
like
because
I-
it
here-
was
I'm-
on
I'm
the
thinking,
hype. That
like,
was at the fucking height of superheroes.
Okay, I'll give you-
I would agree
I'll
with
give
you,
you- I'll
that
give
it's
you-
like a 2-to-1 ratio,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
a 1-to-1. I think that's overstating it very heavily, but 2-to-1, I could go with that. Put your glasses back up.
You fucking bitch.
Y'all can have your 17 million fucking movies of
They have-
And I will
unoriginality. I
watch
just want
every
one more
fucking one
goddamn
of them.
alien movie. Okay,
They have it. The reason why there's 1,700 of them is because there are 1,700 fucking different stories to fucking pull from. What do you
Yeah.
have with Alien? Alien injects itself in area it wasn't supposed to and kills
don't try.
everything.
Don't do this. Don't back up.
No, I'm just saying that there are different stories that Marvel can pull from, which is why we have such a condensed and flooding of what we have. Alien is so minute in that area. I'm not saying that it's bad. Don't go there. Don't go and get your pussy in a twist. Just fucking
That
telling
sounds
you
like it would hurt.
that there are specific stories that come from Alien that need to be done right in order for them to be good. You could literally just go and pick
Well-
a comic book out of the stand and make a movie out of it.
Yeah, and you're talking about, like, Cole, you're talking about like one franchise universe, right? Being Alien. When you're talking Marvel, you're talking a banner of multiple
Macro yeah.
universes, multiple worlds and groups and store, like, that's why there are so many. It's not like, oh, here's Marvel. Why are you making so many Marvel movies? It's Marvel, you're making Spider-Man movies, you're making Captain America movies, you're making, like, it's all of these different stories and places to pull from,
And,
where Alien is one thing.
I don't mean to switch over to DC, but just as an example, you could probably make 10 years worth of movies on all the Batman stories alone, just as an
Right.
example.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, there's just as a counterpoint, there's like a dozen different comic stories that the Alien franchise has had, like, their own little spin-offs and stuff. I don't know if they did the same thing they did with with Star Wars, where it's like, haha, like all
Right.
the extra canon universe
Yeah.
stuff is not real, did not fucking happen. That book
Well,
that's
right.
on your shelf right now, burn it. It didn't fucking, like, it's, I don't know if they did the same thing with Alien, but there's like, dude, there's a bunch of like different comic book stories, and I don't know. We could sit here and we could argue semantics. I don't know. I feel like my point still stands.
Sure,
Of course
does.
you do.
Personally,
Sure.
I'm not backing down. But
It sure does, buddy. It sure does.
All right. On that note, I got to split.
Okay.
So
We'll see
I
ya.
love y'all, and have a good rest of the pod.
love you, bye.
Get the fuck out of here.
That
All
was
right,
the
now that Derek's gone, I'm gonna go really mean. I'm going really mean. It's only two of you motherfuckers. I can handle two. I can handle two.
You cannot.
I'm just enjoying the chaos over here.
Right.
We're talking game awards, and I'm getting mean.
Oh fuck yeah.
I'm getting mean.
Let's do
Keely,
this.
you motherfucker, I'm getting mean. You
Let me
can't
pull up-
handle
let
the
me-
kid gloves anymore.
Keely,
Okay.
you piece of shit right now.
Okay. Game awards. I
Let me
think
pull them up
it's
here.
is it this dude, no way is it the same day that we're doing fucking hot ones. Game awards. Oh god, 2 days before. Okay, fuck. That would have been really bad. But
Yeah.
okay. So as you all know, we don't need to fucking explain this shit. Y'all already know what the Game Awards is, who Jeff Keighley is, and how he doesn't like video games at all.
He doesn't.
Best indie game. Now we're cooking. Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei, and the Laser Eyes, Christ, Neva, and UFO 50.
Lorelei is how you
And-
say that.
Animal Well is really cool.
Animal Well is dope.
It's the first game published by Donkey's company, Big Mode,
Dunkster, yeah.
and Animal Well was made by one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with Balatro. Balatro was made by one person.
Yeah.
And those are pretty much the two games here. The other three don't really know anything about them, but I'm sure they're great because they're nominated. But Animal Well and Balatro, I can see being the two competitors here, but I see Balatro taking it just because it is Balatro's immaculate, dude.
Hell yeah.
Like a lightning in a bottle type shit that you don't see very often.
That's
But
crazy.
with Animal Well, like it's kind of like it's got cool art and it's got cool ideas and cool physics and stuff, but it really is just like a run of the mill by the numbers Metroidvania.
Yeah.
And I say that loving the game and it being in my top 10 this year. But are we done with best indie game?
Yeah, we can keep going.
Best debut indie game, Animal Well, Balatro. Same thing. Pacific Drive I've heard is good. Manor Lords I've heard is pretty good, and the Plucky Squire I've heard is really good.
I'm actually pleased to see Pacific Drive on this list because Pacific Drive is really, really cool. It's like a roguelike surviving in the apocalypse, but your main thing is that you have this car that you're constantly fixing up and you're using that car to get around, and
That's cool.
yeah, it's a fun game. I bought it like right when it came out. I've been enjoying it.
Nice.
I don't know. I see some kind of like I don't see Balatro taking both of these. You know what I mean? Like so but I definitely see Balatro winning one of them. But best family game, Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire. I see this going to Zelda just because of Zelda bias, but
I could also see it going to Jamboree.
Yeah.
Like that's big with YouTubers and streamers right now.
Even Astrobot, but I see Astrobot winning something else.
Yeah.
Best mobile game can't well, you know, Balatro's on there and Pokemon TCG Pocket, which is really good.
Yeah.
So I guess mobile game kind of has something going there. Best ongoing game, Keely, we got to talk. We got to fucking talk. Destiny 2 is fucking laughable considering how bad the community support has been for that game.
Who's still playing that game? Like, who's still playing Destiny 2?
a lot of people, but it's a lot of like people that are getting neglected because it's not, ongoing content hasn't been very good. It's been shaky at best. I heard that the final shape was good, but like for what? You know what I mean? It was like one of those types of situations, like,
Helldivers 2, really?
We all know
Helldivers 2
we
is
all know
hilarious.
we all know where this award's going, and
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah. It's Fortnite.
oh yeah.
Fortnite, or I'm secretly hoping for Final Fantasy 14 just because I do think it deserves some awards.
Yeah.
Best multiplayer game: Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2.
Call of Duty or Super Mario Party for sure.
I see this going to either Helldivers 2 or Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Really?
Just because, dude, Helldivers 2 was fucking huge. It was huge. At the beginning of this year was all everyone could talk about.
Yeah.
And the only reason why it fumbled as hard as it did is because it had as many eyeballs on it as it did. But
and the whole Sony ordeal.
Yeah, which was widely overblown.
Yeah.
Widely. Like just PC crybabies just being fucking bitches about signing up for a fucking something that they do for literally every other fucking launcher.
The main thing was that PSN's not available in every country, and so all those people that bought Helldivers were basically unable to play if that were to go through.
And then Sony reversed it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we crying?
Yeah.
I understand that was a fuck up, but they fixed it. What more else can we do here? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Valid point though, Nick, for sure. They did fuck up. They did fuck up. Best fighting game. So this one doesn't really feel super important either because Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is like it's a great game, but it's like a spectacle game. There's no competition whatsoever. Like there's clear power differences between these characters. You know what I mean? Like there's it's literally a game where you have like Tien fighting against Ultra Instinct Goku, and for people who know that is an incredibly bad matchup, and that's just how the game is. It's like, well, what if, and it like
dream matches that don't matter.
Yeah, and it's like it's just it's not really based, like the only one that's like really here that seems like worth like the spirit of competition, is like a factor in winning the award. Tekken 8 and Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising are really like the only actual fighting games here. Like Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classic, great game, worth buying, worth having, but these games are 20 years old.
Yeah.
In a collection of them. I don't know, just a weird nomination. Just it really seems like hey, 5 fighting games did not come out this year.
Right.
No.
It just seems like that.
Fucking multiverses, like.
Yeah. I don't know. And Multiverses won last year.
Yeah.
So it's like, why the fuck is it here? Like they're like sliding by on the fact that it came out this year.
It came out again this year.
Yeah, that's true. It was re-released.
Stupid.
And they made it worse, in my opinion.
And now for the most tone deaf award of the night, best support of the community: Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Helldivers 2. Why is Helldivers 2 here?
Yeah, like there was no need for community support.
The guy got fired because of how bad he was. The community guy at Helldivers, the Helldivers studio, got fired because of how bad he was doing at this. So very funny at this being here. It should go to probably Fortnite. I would say
Fortnite or
No Man's Sky.
Maybe Baldur's Gate, just because everybody was. I mean, it won Game of the Year, but it's like people have just been nonstop praising this game. So I don't know.
Innovation for accessibility Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, the only time that Dragon Age the Veilguard is nominated tonight. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, and Star Wars Outlaws. What does Call of Duty do that's like innovative for accessibility? Do any of you guys know like any
I don't.
specific like
I
thing
mean,
that was like pointed out?
apart from like the thing that it always does with the color blindness, but like
That like most games are implementing now? I don't know. Weird fucking award just because there's and what is the Veilguard doing? That's
yeah,
what I want to know. Like what is that game doing in terms of accessibility? Just
yeah,
something to think about.
something
I feel like Last of Us Part 1 has done more for accessibility than either of those games combined.
Yeah, they kind of set the bar. Like I feel like everybody tries to do that. Best adaptation: Arcane, League of Legends, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon, Yakuza, which reviewed horrifically. Like there is no reason why, dude. I think IGN gave Like a Dragon, Yakuza, the Amazon series. I think they gave it like a 4 or a 5 out of 10.
wow.
And then Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft, which I didn't even know existed. This
Oh,
definitely should go to Fallout, but I
Yep.
can see it going to Arcane as well.
Yeah, the new Arcane season is supposedly really good, and I need to buckle down. I need to rewatch the first season and then watch this new one because everybody's like talking about how good the new season is. So I got to get on that. But I would say, yeah, Arcane or Fallout.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Fallout because of my bias, but
Well, Fallout
Gee,
was really good.
it
gee, I
was.
wonder who's going to win most anticipated game.
So, uh, there are two very obvious candidates, and I'm sure the audience will pick them out as well. Most anticipated game: Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Monster Hunter Wilds.
It's got to be GTA 6. It's
It's
got to
going to
be.
be GTA 6.
Like it's got to be. I mean, I would love for anything for it to be either Ghost of Yotei or Monster Hunter Wilds, but we all know that GTA 6 is going to fucking take this.
There are two possibilities. It's either going to be for the fans because the fans are going to vote for GTA 6, or it's going to be for Jeff Keighley, where it's going to go to Death Stranding 2.
That would fucking be so
And
funny.
you know goddamn well if that award goes to Death Stranding 2, Jeff Keighley was like, no, I think people are more interested in Death Stranding 2.
Nobody is interested in Death Stranding 2.
Oh, it's called On the Beach, by the way.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's called Death Stranding 2 On the Beach.
So we're just walking up coastlines? Is that what?
No idea.
Princess
Nick, do you have
Beach.
anything else to say on this?
No, that's why I was saying no. I wonder who's going to win because it's a shoe-in for GTA 6. There has
Absolutely.
been no game that has been talked about as much as GTA 6.
I mean, that whole before GTA 6 joke is still running
Real.
and it is still funny as hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
In my hearts, it's Monster Hunter Wilds, but
Right. And mine is Ghost of Yotei.
yeah, Ghost of Yotei is gonna go off. But best narrative: Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor. I really want to make such a bad joke with that with that fucking
Fantasio.
Fantasio. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. This is a tough one, dude, because I have to demean.
You got 3 on here that you're like pretty hot on right now.
So the problem with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is that it is an interstitial. It is the second part of a three-part narrative. So that's kind of my way of disqualifying it. Is like it's not the full story. It is wonderful. It is amazing, but I just feel like it's not complete. So it's like it's not award winning yet.
Gotcha.
Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. I didn't play it. I heard it's wonderful. Yakuza games are special in the way that like they are such a high walled garden that like it is transparent the second that you get over it. You know what I mean? Like it's really easy to get in. It's not super hard to get out of Yakuza just because it is so wacky and out there. Um, but I don't want to diminish how good it is just because like I played Yakuza 0 and that game is fucking awesome. So it's like I can only imagine that the rest of them are just as good. Um, funny thing about Metaphor Refantasio is I've actually dropped it.
Oh,
And not because of quality or anything like that. It's just it's a very very involved game and I don't have time for an involved game. Like
Plus, I was gonna say we're always playing Call of Duty anyways lately.
yeah, exactly. It's like there's way too much going on. Like I need to in terms of gaming and in terms of life, like I got way too much I want to play and I got way too much going on. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick it up later. And I know it's great. I've heard it's wonderful. And what I've
Right.
played is fucking awesome. I played like close to 30 hours of it. You know, like
nice.
it's awesome. But and it very well could win here too. Like I'm not, you know, I'm not discounting it either. But I feel like it's like it's too early to tell on whether or not it's like it's such a great narrative. But I could be wrong. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, didn't play it. Don't really care. Gotta be honest.
Yeah, same.
And then if sorry, I got a hair in my mouth. If there's all in right if all is right in the world, Silent Hill 2 wins this award. I It's such an incredible narrative story that I can't imagine it losing to really anything that came out this year. Like really truly it's Silent Hill 2 is phenomenal and this remake is everything that game was and more. So I personally think that it should go to that. Now we're getting into the big boys.
Mm-hmm.
Best game direction: Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor Refantasio. So before we get in, I want to know your guys' opinion on DLC being nominated as like a full game this year.
I don't really care for it.
Like you don't like
I
that?
think it should be its own award, like its own category.
Yeah, it should be like best DLC or something like that. Like I don't feel like it should, you know.
So where I stand on the DLC stuff is that it is its own game, I would say. I would say that there is enough content here for it to justify being its own game. So I understand, I see where they're coming from. However, you can't access it without playing the original game.
I was just gonna say that,
Yeah.
with the exception of Rebirth.
Yeah, and mods.
Yeah.
So personally I stand in the camp of shouldn't be there. I do think it should be a DLC category, but you know, if it's the only good DLC candidate, then it's a shoe-in. You just give it to it. It's like, you know, and there's already a bias, you know, there's already it's Game Awards, there's already a FromSoft bias, so you know, fuck it. Why not? Just give it its own award because it's really the only DLC that came out this year that would, you know, matter. So that's just how I think. But best game direction, I see this going to either Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong. Actually, I might actually even see FF7 getting this as well.
Yeah, those are the ones that I was thinking of.
Yeah, I see FF7 getting more than one award tonight or that night. Let's see. I guess that's really all I have to say about best game direction. I don't know.
Me too.
It's such a loaded fucking It's like, what's the difference between this and game of the year?
Well, and also like game direction is such a like wide, you know, like it's such a wide topic, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you
Yeah.
have you not only have just how the game is run or how it moves, it's just how the cutscenes are directed, how the voice acting is directed, and
Yeah.
so for you to just be like just to kind of pigeonhole it in the word direction is is kind of weird for me. But I agree with you. Either Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, or Final Fantasy VII.
Couple of throwaway categories. Best sports
Audio
game.
design.
Oh, did I skip one? Oh, I did skip one. Fuck. Best audio design. My bad.
You skipped like two of them.
Did I?
You were going right
Oh,
to
and best
sports.
art. I did skip
Yeah.
two of them. My bad. It's in the morning. Fuck off. But best audio design is Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2.
I would probably I haven't I haven't had the chance to play Astrobot or Rebirth or Silent Hill 2. I did play Senua's Saga a little bit when it came out, and I see them getting it just because of their audio ingenuity from the past game.
Yeah.
That's all I can see them taking it is that.
I haven't played Hellblade 2. Sorry.
Because if you play those games, like they in the beginning of the game they say this game is recommended to play with headphones on,
Yeah.
and it is just the first one was really cool just to kind of be put in the cockpit of somebody that has like what is it, schizophrenia, paranoia,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just cool to hear the voices in your head and everything like that. So that's kind of where I see this one going. It's just to Senua's Saga just for that.
Astrobot, I love to death, but audio design doesn't really stick out to me. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is the same audio
Right.
revolution that we've had for like the last three Call of Duties, where it's like I can hear footsteps, like it's
Right.
that's
Oh,
really all it is in terms of
ricocheting
audio design.
bullets. Yeah.
FF7 Rebirth has fantastic audio design, and I think no, it doesn't include the soundtrack, so I won't add that. That's its own category. Weird, because I like the only thing I can think of in terms of like audio design for this game is the fact that like each song has a normal version and then a battle version, and the way that it like can merge together
Mm-hmm.
effortlessly when you're going into battle and when you're coming out of battle, like it will do the same thing with the soundtrack, which is cool. But like that's in terms of audio design, like that's all I can think of. Um, uh, Nick, you say Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, you should play with headphones to enhance the experience. I raise you a Silent Hill 2 because the audio design is probably, and again, I didn't play Hellblade 2, so I can't really speak to it, but Silent Hill 2, that's like the crowning achievement besides the narrative, is the fact that this game does literally everything it possibly can to fuck with you audio wise. And it's even to the point where it's like it's foreshadowing the narrative and stuff. It's amazing. It's if all is right in the world, it goes to this game as well, just because it's far and away better than everything on here. But again, I haven't played Hellblade 2. Are we done with audio design?
Mm-hmm.
Best art direction: Astrobot, Black Myth, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Metaphor, Refantasio, and this strange Neva game that has showed up again.
But these are all really good. Like I haven't heard anything about Neva, but like the other four, like that's pretty stiff competition.
It's going to Erd Tree.
Yeah, probably.
I see it going to Erd Tree. Either that or Black Myth Wukong. I do think that Wukong deserves to win this as well.
Yeah, Wukong deserves at least one award.
What, at least one. I don't think it deserves
I'm
fucking
looking
game
up
of the year, but we'll
like
get there.
I'm looking up pictures of Neva, and it looks really cool. It's like almost like designed with like watercolors,
Oh, that's cool. That's way cool.
Best sports
kind of
game.
like
Oh,
how
sorry.
I don't know if you guys ever played Grease,
Yeah.
GRIS.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of
Gris.
looks very similar to that. So
Oh, that's cool.
that's kind of cool.
So I mean WWE 2K24 is on here. So, best sports game, I guess you could because you both have played that game, right?
Yeah. I mean, WWE 2K24 is just, you know, same old stuff with just
I think
different flair.
the F124 is going to take it.
I think it's going to be NBA 2K25.
So, oh, that's really weird that the college game isn't on here. The college football game is not on here,
Oh.
which was fucking huge. Is like caused a surge in PlayStation new PlayStation owners.
Yeah.
Weird omission. Very strange. Best strategy sim game, Age of Mythology Retold, Frostpunk 2, Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess, Manor Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. I don't have a horse in this
Yeah,
race.
me neither.
I played the first Frostpunk. I haven't played the second one, but based on what I have played, I could see it going to Manor Lords. I played that a little bit on Game Pass when it came out, and it's really cool because you play as like this Manor Lord who's building his um community, and then at any point you can zoom in to like a third person mode and like walk around your village or whatever.
Oh, that's
So
pretty cool.
I don't know. It's a fun game, but I don't know anything about any of the other games. The old Age of Mythology games are really cool, but
Best action game, Black Myth, Wukong, Call of Duty, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, Warhammer, Space Marine 2.
I can see this going to Call of Duty or Helldivers.
I hope it goes to Wukong. I think that is the best way to describe what Wukong is it's an action game.
It is.
And it is one of the games of the year. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's nominated for game of the year, and I just see it being the best of this category personally.
Yeah, this
Um,
is in my list.
And then Space Marine 2 though is fucking great,
It
and
really
Stellar
is.
Blade is also great. So if it goes to either one of those, I would be pretty happy. Nick, do you have anything to say about a best action game?
I I don't know. I mean, if you're looking for like just action, like a game that you can pick up and just play, Helldivers 2 doesn't really scratch that itch just because you're always having to play with people.
Yeah.
But I played the trial for Stellar Blade, and I thought it was awesome. Like I actually want to pick that game up eventually and play the rest of it. But
I'm really interested in that game.
yeah, but yeah, I would say Black Myth or probably. I know the hype around Space Marine 2, and the first Space Marine game was incredible. So I would say probably those two.
Best action adventure. Astrobot, Prince of Persia, the Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Poor Prince of Persia.
It's nominated. I see that as a win.
Right.
I don't see it winning literally anything all
Yeah,
night,
same.
but it being nominated nonetheless is really cool. I see it going to Astrobot
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah, agreed.
Very funny putting Silent Hill 2 in best action
That's what I
adventure.
said. That's what I thought.
I can't believe that Star Wars Outlaws is nominated for the stuff that it has been, because that's not a good game.
It's not.
No, it wasn't. Best game performance. Okay. FF7 Rebirth, Brianna White for Aerith, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Hannah Tell for Max Caulfield, Star Wars Outlaws, Humberly Gonzalez for Kves, Silent Hill 2, Luke Roberts for James Sunderland, Senua Saga 2, Melina Jurgens for Senua. Gotta go with my heart. It's gotta be Brianna. She is amazing in Rebirth, and this is a very, very important game for that character, and it shows she understood the assignment and she understands the severity of that character and how important she is. And I think that her performance embodies that to its fullest. And I really hope that she wins it. But I'm not going to be disappointed if she doesn't, just because I do see this going to Luke Roberts for James Sunderland and Silent Hill 2, just because that is a hidden aspect of the remake that really amplifies the disconnectedness of the narrative and the whole overall presentation of Silent Hill 2, which is super important. It's supposed to feel like you're high. It's supposed to feel like you're like disconnected from your body and from reality. And his performance adds all of these little cues and facial like gestures and little tells that just, it's awesome, dude. So if he ends up winning, I'm still gonna clap, like with a like, hey dude, you deserve this. You killed it. As far as the other, I didn't play the other 3 games, but I did hear some small applause for Humberly Gonzalez for Kves, but I don't know. That's really all I know about these other games.
I'm gonna agree with you. And then I haven't played Star Wars Outlaws, but you know, you gotta give a little bias to the
Dude,
to my raza.
I gave Ubisoft $18 just so I could play Star Wars Outlaws on Ubisoft Plus. And the story is cool. The idea is cool. It's just everything else about it. Like
Just doesn't connect.
if there was a category for worst fucking AI ever invented, then it would go to Star Wars Outlaws.
Damn.
You're supposed to be able to sneak up on people, but you can literally just like run up to somebody and stealth kill them.
That's crazy.
Nice. Best RPG: Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, FF7 Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantazio. This is the only award of the night that I see going to Metaphor ReFantazio.
Really?
Yeah. Dragon's Dogma 2 is hilarious. It's like barely an RPG. Like it's really funny that it's even here at all. It's just like a really good combat system on top of like a really shitty Dragon's Dogma 2 is like my biggest disappointment of the year. Just because it did not hold up at all. Like it does some really cool things, but it's like, for what, dude?
Yeah, it didn't hit like
the
it
story
should've.
sucks. I don't know. And the RPG elements are like, the only RPG element that I can think of in that game is the fact that you recruit other people. That's really it.
Yeah, I get it.
I love FF7, but I just think that like as an RPG, I think Metaphor is like the best example of all these games.
I really want to play that one too.
It's awesome. Is it not on Game Pass?
I don't know. I'll have to check.
No,
it might be on Game Pass.
I don't know. It's not.
Oh, lame.
Yeah.
Best VR AR game. Do we give a fuck?
We don't care. I'm here to tell you, we don't care.
We don't care.
Probably.
We also don't care.
Going to go to Batman though, just because that's the only VR game I see people talking about. That just came out.
Yeah. Another thing that we don't care about: games with impact.
Yeah.
The only one that I know about on here is Senua's Saga and Tales of Kenzera Zao, but I don't give a fuck. Content creator of the year, Queso, whatever. I hope it goes to Queso because he's
I do
funny and he's
too.
fat.
I do too.
But and then we get the big granddaddy of them all, game of the year. Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth, Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree, FF7 Rebirth, Metaphor Fantasio. In my heart, it goes to FF7. What would be crazy, what would be an absolute shakeup is if Balatro wins this shit.
That would be kind of crazy.
If Balatro wins this shit, which it fucking deserves it, okay? For the people who haven't played Balatro, first of all, what are you waiting for? It's like $5. Second of all, it is the new solitaire. It is like, it's the new thing where it's like, dude, this should be on everything. This should be on everything. Every single cell phone should have it like instantly installed on it because it is so fucking good and endlessly playable. Endlessly, bro. I'm thinking about playing it right now. I see it in my sleep. It's I see it when I close my eyes. Like it is so it's immaculate. And I definitely see it like if it wins, dude, that would be so fucking cool because it's like an indie smash hit. But
it's $15.
oh, is it $15?
Yeah.
They raised the price.
If it was $5, I would have had it already.
You cheap fuck. It's $15.
You're talking to the guy who works extremely part-time.
I understand, but it's $15.
But who do you think is really taking it?
You know what's crazy is I haven't played any of these.
Yeah, I've only played Wukong, and that's like where my heart is on Wukong. I think Erdtree's taking it.
So yeah,
If
I don't
Erdtree
really,
wins, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
I
I'm
don't
telling
really
you.
have a horse here. But I played the prologue demo for Metaphor, and I fucking loved it. But I don't know. I know the story basically for Rebirth. I played the demo for that, and
I loved Rebirth. I for me, like in my heart of hearts, Final Fantasy VII or Wukong wins it. But I honestly think Erdtree's gonna take it just because that's like the cookie cutter fucking
Yeah,
everybody's doing it fucking
the
answer.
safe one.
Hmm.
So my thoughts on this category as a whole. Erdtree shouldn't be here. I know why it is, but I think you can very easily swap that for Silent Hill 2 and have a much more robust candidacy. Rebirth, I do see have a solid chance of winning. It reviewed extremely well. People really love it. I know that there are some naysayers of the ending, and people are crying about it being convoluted as if that's a new criticism. I do see it garnering enough praise to be game of the year. Astrobot is wonderful. It's a really wholesome platformer that you should check out if you love PlayStation and PlayStation history. It's definitely something you should play. It's also not baby mode hard. It's pretty challenging at times. I Black Myth Wukong is another one of those games where it's like you could very easily cut this and put something else in. I just don't really know if it's a hill I want to die on, just because it is really good and it did have a bunch of buzz. And you have people like Asmongold that are out there saying like it is the best game of the year. And like
Yeah.
you have solid influence on this game.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I also see it going to Metaphor. This is a solid list, dude.
It really is.
But just to end, do we have any desired reveals? Like, do we have any wish list reveals for because the Game Awards are
Oh,
obviously
right.
known for revealing and announcing games. Do we have
I want to see.
anything?
I want to see more Yote stuff.
Yeah,
I
another
definitely.
trailer for Yote would be dope.
I want to see that. I want to see more of what Insomniac is doing with Wolverine. Um, because like as of right now, as a Marvel fan, I'm excited that there's a Wolverine video game that's about to come out. But as a gamer, I'm I am very concerned about what a Wolverine game would be, you
Yeah,
know? So I want to I would love to see more of that. And then, just something cool. Like show me something cool that you haven't shown us yet.
Nicholas.
Um, I'm with Eddie on the Wolverine thing. I would also like to see, especially considering that um GTA is nominated for anticipated game. I would like to see a smidge of something on GTA 6. I
Yeah,
know that,
agreed.
I mean, we know that it's coming out
Guaranteed,
next year. We know that it's,
guaranteed, you are
yeah.
getting something GTA 6 related.
Um, I had something else in my head too, but I can't remember. But those are the main things I kind of want to see.
Cool.
I just want to be surprised.
Yeah.
That's all. I just want
Agreed.
to. I would just want to have something that's like, whoa.
Yeah,
That's all.
agreed. Agreed.
But yeah, that's it. Can't wait.
Yep.
December 12th.
Let's go. Let's go. Before we leave you, we just want to announce one more time that we are going hot. We're going to be doing the Hot Ones Challenge December 14th live on one of our platforms. We haven't really decided yet. Um, we've got all 10 sauces and we're going to eat some wings. The entire Nerd Corp is going to be there. Myself, Nick, Cole, Derek, and our wrestling correspondent, Merson. We're all going to be hitting up some wings and getting toasty. So don't forget to check that out. But that concludes our episode. We hope you enjoyed it. As always, you can follow us on social media on Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcore Podcast.
Or you can check us out on TikTok at Nerdcourt Podcast.
We've just joined Blue Sky, so go ahead and check that out too at Nerdcore Podcast as well. If you love us and want to support what we do, consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/Nerdcore Podcast. We want to have the best loot, give you the best giveaways, and give you the best nerdy experience, and that is the best way to do that. Since you're watching on YouTube, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the little bell notification. We want to get into as many nerdy ears, and that's the best way to help us do that. So from all of us here at the Nerd Corporation, we thank you, we love you, and keep it nerdy, young.